Alright, so we got the high elf. Here we go. The 11th win, hopefully, in the Elliptic Streak. Pretty close to winning. You know, we just gotta beat the vaults. I mean, technically we don't even have to beat the vaults. We could just go straight to Zod if I felt like it, through depths or whatever, but where's the fun in that? Vaults 5 or unsub. Well, you're in luck. I always like to do Vaults 5. Oh, I should not have done that. That Ogre Mage had Crystal Spear. He could have actually one-shotted me. Played a little too fast, you guys. Let's go statue form. Let's go down. Alright, so yeah, he's got Crystal Spear. We've got Demissile up, so we're probably okay, but let's be real smart and put a Spire between us and him. And then let's Meth Cloud. Meth Cloud again. Alright, the guy that I was worried about is dead. It'd be real unfortunate to just die to a stray LCS at this point in the game, which could have happened right there when I went up. Really silly play on my part. Last time we finished Elf with LRD, so there's really not much else to do. Hey, we can't be paralyzed, right? No, we can't. Okay. Okay, so we've got kind of a very busy Vaults 1 entrance here, which was made busier due to the fact that we kind of rolled in here surrounded by dudes that summon more dudes. I'd like to just go stat form and wreck these guys. Alright, buy the sack of spiders, that's always good. I almost forgot that I had the Rod of Clouds. That'll be fun to work with. Don't really need acid. Let's tab through these guys. Using the metal appropriately. Jeez, I wish VSEE was in this game. Then we could really have some cheesy fun. Dude, we are not tanking so well. So we use the lamp to clean this up a bit. Oh, and we open up more stuff. Not so good. Right, let's use the Rod of Clouds, making more fire. Believe it or not, fire crabs are immune to fire. Kind of crazy, right? So we're gonna have to punch him to death. Let's do a file of floods on this dude. I can always use a wand of heal wounds if I'm so inclined. In fact, you know, this is such a renewable resource. Why don't we do that? Almost forgot how good wand of heal wounds is. We have 5 scrolls of recharging, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Recharging it to 6 charges. Okay, I'm going to evoke this staff to get my mana back. But yeah, I mean, how about that? We were using LRD to kill stuff, and when we broke a hole in the wall, that was one of the fun things about LRD, was that it was not really meant to be a super duper reliable damage spell. Like, it was amazing before, you know, it's already, even in this version, it's amazing for fighting, but it comes with interesting risks, you know? Finally at the point where I can tab through a lot of stuff. And everything's hungerless even without the staff, except for stat form and deflect missiles. But the big thing is that Irradiate and LRD are hungerless, so I can use those, you know, without swapping to my staff and having to worry about spell hunger. In fact, if I wanted to, I could be using my Staff of Earth. Hmm. Okay. Shatter available? No, it's not. Trying to think of exactly how it is that I'm going to do Vaults 5. I guess I'll try to Stare Dance it. Okay, what am I doing here? We're training charms, right? To get deflect missiles up still. I mostly just want to, I mean, we could use it the way it is, but like it's better. It has better spell power if I were to get it a little bit higher, you know? Oh, dude. Boggarts, summoning more Boggarts. It's no good. Thankfully, LRD just kind of kills them instantly. Alright, let's turn off charms now and turn spellcasting back on. Just for my own sanity, like, I have to get statue form castable without spell hunger, without this stupid staff, because I'm getting a little frustrated swapping every 5 seconds. In fact, I'm going to turn off evocations as well once we hit 12. Ooh. Okay, no, I can't be paralyzed. Good. Yeah, it's DCSS time. 0.19, old version, so I can play a high elf. Actually making good use of Irradiate. Which does some pretty incredible damage, to be honest. We'll probably use it against Orbs of Fire, come to think of it. Old versions, so you avoid the Devil's Team. Exactly. Oh, I want this immolation. What can we drop? I know I don't want to drop Ice Blast. It's actually really good is the thing. I'm going to drop the Staff of Earth as much as I'd like to have it. Holy Word, what about it? It's great to have, man. Okay, LRD takes out the Wizard. Can we be paralyzed or anything by the Lich? No, we can't. But there is a Phantasmal Warrior beside me, but I mean, whatever, that'll just get me banished. No big deal. This could be a problem. Let's amplify these guys. A Mighted Etten is no joke. Gotta take it seriously. Hey guy that can LRD me. Send him backwards. He can LRD me with the metal if he wants to. But now he can't. Okay, up we go. Holy Word is usually not an immediate necessity. I mean, it's great on the Orb run. There are situations where you might want to have it. Even at this point in the game. Certain vaults, you know. You know, for a character with statue form, this guy still feels kind of weak. Like, I feel like I should be tabbing through everything. just with the raw power of my fists, but no such luck just yet. Actually, this is fine. We have RC+. Just sort of tabbing through the vaults as much as is possible. Irradiating to soften things up, you know. A wand of digging, we don't need that. Oh, you know what? Part of the reason this character feels weak is because I effectively don't have a shield. This is something I just realized. Like, I'm wearing a -2 buckler for the RF Plus and the RC Plus. This would be a much more powerful character if I was just using like a regular shield, you know, to block a bunch more attacks. I'd like to do that, but I kind of need RC Plus before... Well, I'd like RC Plus. It's definitely not a necessity, but all things considered, this is fine. Maybe I should make like a macro that puts on my staff, casts staff form, and then takes it off. We're so close to HUNGrless though. 3 pips. A ring, okay. Well, I could drop the Wand of Acid as nice as it is. +3 Ring of Intelligence, we don't need that. Although that would put our spell hunger in a better place. Ah, the golden days when LRD destroyed walls. It was a more interesting spell, Fox. You know. This was before Gamma Funk had his slimy clutches, you know, controlling the progress of the game quite so much, you know. And before he became the effective head dev. Okay, we blow up the floating eye. It's kind of nice when I can use spells to just kill these dudes, you know. Rather than stat form. But once there's enough of them, you need to be able to sustain. Oh, hello. Seems like a good spot for Wand of Clouds. Drat, that's poison. Let's use a recharge scroll. Check this out. So the Wand of Clouds only has 2 out of 14 charges, right? But we use the Wand of Recharge on it, and it maxes it out. Alright, and it made it into a +8 Rod of Clouds and gave it another maximum, little more maximum charge. Something misses you. What's been attacking me? Hey, buddy. That's cute. You have successfully avoided my wrath with the clouds, you know. Okay, I think we just sustained through that whole fight. Very good. But again, we have completely run out of food. This is the most food shops I've purchased. It's bizarre. It's not that weird though, considering there were all these old types of food in the game. It's not really that surprising. Alright, let's, we have this potion of beneficial mutation. I guess I'll go ahead and use it. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll go back for that food if we need it. Oh my god. This floor just keeps on coming. Perhaps LRD used to make more noise, I don't know. Something feels very different. Maybe it's just more of the old style spawns that are getting me. You know. The win with pre-nerf LRD is invalid. Okay. I disagree, sir.
Let's get it on.
Wow. Dude, Alf, you're on a... The pimpin' continues. You're on a roll, man. Thank you. I'm sure Asimov will appreciate that. This is what happens when I'm 7 beers into my local dive. We should hang out and drink sometime, man. You ever on the East Coast of the good old USA? I was trying to get Man to, you know, he was traveling through my area a few weeks ago. I was trying to get him to have a beer with me. apparently he was just on a layover. Put on Senv. Alright, I gotta solve this sort of unfortunate inventory management situation. I guess we'll leave the Wand of Ice Blast behind.
Let's get it on.
Wow. Dude. You're a champion. You're a champion, Alf. Commander Root.
Let's get it on.
You're out of control, man. You're blowing my mind here. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. You know, if you ever want to see a particular combo, just let me know, and we'll do that. The man's not done. He just keeps going. The amazing Alf. And that is awesome. Actually, I think you just single-handedly made it so I can get another emote. So thanks again for that as well. Because now I can think up some other cute thing to put in there, you know?
Let's get it on.
Dude, thank you so much. Some of these names I don't even recognize, actually. I apparently have lurkers in this channel that I don't chat, but hang out. Now, SpIE I do recognize. He's a I think pretty well known DCSS player. 12 is a biblical number, stopping there for now. I didn't know that. Well, that is more than enough, man. Thank you so much. It's very, very generous of you. I didn't know that 12 is a biblical number. Interesting. Alpha doing his thing. Yeah, he should be just like alpha male, you know, because it's the Chad Alf versus the virgin. I don't know who's the virgin. Gamma Funk. All right, let's do some tabbing.
Come on, college boy.
Oh my God, Alf, you're out of your mind, man. I don't know what I've done to deserve this kind of generosity, but I mean, seriously, if you ever want me to like, if you ever want me to play a particular combo or do anything, just like let me know, man. Really, really cool. Wow. He's also firmly reclaimed his. You've firmly reclaimed your #1 spot on the leaderboard. If you ever want him to like strip down and do cartwheels in a public venue, he's game. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think felonies cost at least enough to pay my bail. Although I don't have a record, so I guess my bail would probably be kind of low. That's how bail works, right? Bail plus $1. Well, you know, you get the bail back, assuming you don't... I know a little something about this stuff. You actually get your bail money back if you make it to your court date, whether you're found guilty or not. Are you... Alf, are you crazy? Alright, I'll do it. Alright, I'm doing the cartwheels.
You sure you don't want to go that far?
That is outrageous, man. Alf, you're a champion and a king among men. I think you might be the most generous person I've ever met in my life. Come to think of it, that's really cool. God damn, dude.
Let's get it on.
That is so cool. Hey, Envy, there's no shame in being second place. $13 gifted, yeah, no, 13 gifted subs and now 7,100 bits, and that doesn't even tell the whole story because he gave me 5,000 bits the other day. That's this dude is someone get some control on Elf, man. He's out of control in a good way. That's really awesome. And before Alpha wakes up tomorrow broke because he donated all the money to Malcolm. No, he's apparently he's like a big businessman, so I'm guessing this is like, I don't think this is going to bankrupt him, but I mean, that doesn't mean that it's not insanely generous, you know, so it's super, super appreciated. Cool guy doing cool stuff and giving the system the finger. I'm going to support that. Well, you know, that's it's funny you should mention that, because it's like a lot of people will get in your face about having strongly held opinions that go against the sort of mainstream gestalt, I guess you could say, like the thinking of the age or whatever. And that's fine, man. Not everybody's going to like what you're doing. Not everybody's going to agree with you. But like for me, and this is what I always advise other people to do too, it's like you got to be able to wake up in the morning and look in the mirror, and you have to like the person that you see, or at least you don't have to like him. You have to respect the person that you see in that mirror. And you know, I'm not here to impress people that, you know, don't have any kind of like respect for the ability to just like go against the flow sometimes, if that's what you think the right thing is to do. You know, whatever it is that you do in your life, if you're good at it, and if you're true to it, and if you're, you know, very straightforward and like consistent in following your own code of ethics, your own belief system, your own morals, whatever, there's going to be people who respect you for that. You know, and this is like a perfect example of it. Like Alf is this really cool guy who has some really cool ideas, you know, on life in the world as well. And you know, he and I see things in similar ways, I think. And you know, and so we respect each other for it. And if we're in the minority in some of those things, you know, that's okay. You know, you're not gonna please everybody in the world. You know, living your life, there's no way to do it. No matter what you do, and you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to do that. You know, at some point you've got to accept, like, not everybody's going to like the things that you do with your life, or the opinions that you hold. And I get myself in trouble a lot because I'm so vocal about some of this stuff. And I really don't think my ideas are that radical. I'm just like really big into free speech and things like that. But like people say all kinds of nasty stuff about me, and not just me, anybody who holds these strongly held opinions. But you know, like, screw them. You know, it's just live your life for you, and for the people that are close to you, like your loved ones, your family, and people who have, you know, the open-mindedness to like have a discussion. You know, so I'm not saying like live in an echo chamber. but like people who, it's just so much cooler to pander. If you're going to pander to anyone, I mean, I don't think you should pander to anyone, but if you're going to pander to people, it should be to the ones that are like open-minded enough to not like hate you for thinking differently from them, you know. So it's like, I know I kind of gave a little speech there, but it's sorry if I went on a tear, but I don't know. I'm just really, I mean, this is just really proving my point about the world. Is that like, you know, if you want to be, if you want to do some kind of public thing, you know, don't fake it. You know, don't fake an attitude or like a, you know, a persona or a belief or whatever just to impress me. Just be yourself, you know, and some sort of reward will come to you. You will meet people who think similar to you, you know. But yeah, Alf, thanks again, and if you ever need any kind of help with, you know, DCSS, just let me know, or Bitcoin stuff or anything like that. Posers disgust me, Wesley says. That's the short version of what I was trying to say there. I mean, it's just, I don't know, value judgments aside on like the way that they're living their life, I just think it's like tiring, you know. I couldn't imagine living that way. Like, well, I'm gonna hide the way that I feel so that people aren't offended. Like, dude, how do you survive? How do you stay sane? How do you respect yourself when you look in the mirror? You know, how do you? But I mean, it feels like it's so much work, and it's like, I like to work, I like hard work, but it's so much effort devoted to something that I don't think is really particularly positive, and so many people live their lives every day, you know, having to hide, you know, thoughts that even a few years ago would have just been considered normal. You know, like I know people that, for example, are like they're like Christians, and in certain company they don't want to even mention it, you know, because it's almost considered like people. There's a certain class of person who will give you trouble for that, which seems insane to me. You know, that's one example of something that really shouldn't be. You know, you shouldn't be afraid to talk about that kind of thing if it's something that's near and dear to you. You know, or even like political stuff. I don't know. I mean, I can't get too much into detail because this is Twitch, but you know, there are certain things, there are certain ideas and beliefs that I have that I don't think are particularly offensive or like even bad. I think that most reasonable people would not think that I'm like a big asshole or anything for having these ideas. But if I were to voice some of my own opinions on this channel, I could probably get my account banned. You know, and it's a very it's called a chilling effect. I think I mentioned this before, where it's like you can't say. You can't, like, conversation is shut down. Like any ideas that are outside of a certain window are considered to be like, oh well, you're evil, you know, for having these ideas, or it's like, well, we're gonna silence you. We're gonna cut the tongue right out of your mouth, is what they say. It's very troubling, you know. A few years ago, I decided to fuck it all, just be myself day to day and screw anything else, and honestly, it's ended up with me finding folks that respect me for that. Well, that's the thing, and that is to me, there is no. I got to tell you, Alf, that there's nothing in this world that I respect more than someone who is willing to just unapologetically believe the things they believe, say the things they want to say, and, you know, like if you want to, you know, if people want to try to ruin your reputation for that, fuck them. You know, anybody who wants to believe that nonsense, you know, I got to tell you, I mean, you guys, if you watch this channel, of course you're familiar with some of this, but like the head dev of this game, that GammaFunk guy, literally tells people that I'm like a racist, bigot, Nazi, all kinds of horrible, horrible stuff. Obviously not true, you know, simply because I'm like a free speech enthusiast. You know, I've got, you know, I'm not a racist, but like if I were to go into this whole spiel about, you know, like I'm not this, I'm not that, you're just playing into their narrative, you know, of, well, okay, well, you're going to call me that, I'm going to defend myself, and that's giving credence to your beliefs. The best thing you can do is just like raise the middle finger and say, well, no, you say what you want, but you're the asshole here, not me. You know, there's a certain class of person who will try to mischaracterize anything that you say as this sort of just like totally evil kind of thing, or what they consider to be the most evil thing possible, just because they don't like what you have to say, not because it's accurate, you know. And it's sickening to me that we live in a world where that's so common, but we do. And yeah, I mean, it's amazing when you're able to set up your life in such a way, and this is why I work for myself, by the way. It's amazing when you live your life in such a way that you're able to just say, no, you know, like, I'm gonna keep doing my thing, and you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, like, you can't deplatform me, you can't take away my career, you can't take away my job, my friends, my life, whatever. And I'm just going to keep on keeping on, because the people that I'm talking about, they cannot handle any kind of dissent, you know, and that's why they try to shut it down so hard. They'll go after your job, they'll go after your friends, they'll go after the various things in your life, you know, they'll try to deplatform you in any way that they can, you know, like, I'm sure there are people that would like me to not have a Twitch account, you know, and they're, you know, and it's not paranoia, like, they've literally had some people in this community sit in my Discord waiting and watching for someone to say something that might be against Discord terms of service, and they will go out of their way to try to get those people banned from the service, you know, and they've succeeded in a couple cases. Like my buddy Talus had his account banned the other day for something that was really, really, really silly and innocuous, but, you know, it's these people are sending me to the abyss, apparently. What is going on? Oh, it must have been a disto weapon. I wasn't paying enough attention. Alright, so when you rant while playing DCSS, you will get sent to the abyss. That's the punishment. But that's actually not that bad for this character. See, stat form. Still a little bit of spell hunger here. You know what's funny about being in the abyss when you're worshipping Gozag is that you can kind of sort of see gold. At least I thought you could. Maybe this is before they fixed the bug where you can't. Let's keep regen up. Oh, dude, you guys, I just realized this is before the change where you automatically get an exit based on experience. So we could be in here for a little while, you guys. I don't anticipate that's going to be a real problem, but it just might be a little tedious. Just kidding. Get an exit immediately. What's kind of funny about this is I actually arrived upstairs and then got distoed. Let's search through the floor. I want to find that guy so I don't get surprised by him. Is that him? Yeah, it is. 57% chance to petrify. Let's blink. Nice. Okay, he's dead. No more disto. Again, more of just an annoyance than an actual threat. All right, check it out. Just by going down and up and down and up and down and up, we've kind of cleared this out. Nice little landing space, and that warden decided not to block my path, which is always nice. Oh hey, we got more intelligence, we got a little more spellcasting, and now we're totally hungerless, even without the staff. So we're going to drop this staff. Normally I might keep it so that I could like evoke for mana if need be, but like we've got 7 potions of magic, you know, like whatever. I think we're okay. I care about inventory space more. We've also used up that manual, so dodging is at 20. Let's train up fighting, unarmed combat, and evocations, and we'll probably just not touch this for the rest of the game. Okay, let's go up. Okay, now we're Now we're smooth sailing. Check this out. Just irradiate, kill everything, go up. You know what, let's install the atom, just in case. Uh-oh. We became frail. I don't want to be frail. Let's, this was old style potions of mutation. They don't actually remove a thing because cure mute exists. So we have 4 of those. We ended up getting berserkitis. Let's perhaps resolve this a little bit. Okay, cured mutation. Now we're not berserkitis anymore. Do I have Synv? How do I have Synv? Oh wait, no, that was derp. Shadows are not always invisible. Okay, this is a little unfortunate. We could get bopped by the dragon, taken out of stat form, but it takes a turn for that to happen, so let's just irradiate. Let's irradiate again. To be honest, he'd be doing me a favor, because I think he'll reduce my contamination level. Do we have scrolls of blinking? Yeah, we do. I don't want to try to go up. I want to blink away. Let's blink again. Okay, the snake blocked the orb of destruction. That was a very determined orb of destruction. Alright, check it out. Let's just teleport. Let's cast regen. Let's cast missile. Jeez. Getting torn up a little bit. You know what? I want friends. First I want this lamp. Actually, you know what? I don't want allies. I just want my Rod of Clouds. All right. Boom. That is just rain clouds. You would think that at 13 Evo, we'd be having a slightly easier time with that. Also, what am I doing? Why am I not hasting myself? I have this wand. You know, haste is a thing that I have almost infinite of. So we really should be making amazing use of that, you know? Okay, let's get to a corner. You really want to be in a corner on Vaults 5. Oh, we hit a Zot trap. Got some minor demons. That's okay. Your vision blurs. That's a problem. We'll fix that here in a minute. Also, you know what? I should train Necromancy to like 5, just to get some slightly better regen. Okay, this is easy enough. We'll kill it with LRD. I shouted to bring him over here, Now I'm going to irradiate and swing him to death. Sadly, there's another Titan coming. Regen, irradiate, demissile, okay. By the way, we could have we could have bribed this, I guess. Not particularly necessary, but bro, that is a lot of Titans. Like a lot of Titans. It feels like a lot anyway. Okay, we found a potion of cure mutation. Why don't we go ahead and use that? Because having the eyeball mutation, the bad vision or whatever, is actually incredibly bad. So we'll forego that. I mean, not being able to just blink out of problems, it's an issue. Finally at the point where we're tabbing things with statue form. It's a bit, you know, it's rather late in the game. It's during the victory lap for this character, but nevertheless, it feels quite good. It'll make depths a breeze at least, you know. Wow, another Titan. Alright. So I went up because the fight was just getting away from me a little bit, you know, which is not a problem. I mean, it's just obviously a deep elf high priest and a Titan can do quite a lot of damage, so especially together. As I always say in this game, if you can reset the fight, you probably want to reset the fight. Okay, this is sort of annoying. Okay, there we go. He had a Tormentor on the board, the old tile for Tormentor, the yellow boys. Check it out. Just a random Storm Dragon popping in from this floor, spawned on this floor in a pack. Very different time, this version of Crawl, you know, like... Honestly, I'm completely shocked that they ever changed that, because it feels like the kind of horrible mechanic that, you know, under the current dev team you'd think would just stick around forever. The idea that things can spawn on the floor after you've already explored it. The game became, I would say, twice as good. I'm actually, Wesley, if you're still listening to this, I'm kind of curious about your opinion in particular, since you're developing that fork with me. I mean, what do you think about that change? And this question is open for anybody in the chat too, if you have an idea on it. You know, putting everything on the floor as soon as the floor is spawned versus random spawns coming in later, which is how it used to work. Like there's more enemies now to start with, but they will never ever spawn after the floor has already been made. Personally, I think it made the game way more tactical. Wesley's probably moving a large box right now. Oh, maybe not. Describe the old system to me. Okay, so before you, let's say, I'll just do it by way of example because that's what's easiest for me. Before, let's say you cleared out D1, all right? And you've killed every last monster on D1. D1 continues to spawn monsters, basically forever, or really for like 13,000 turns. The longer you stay on the floor, the more likely that out-of-depth monsters will randomly spawn. So if you spent like 5,000, 6,000 turns on a floor, you're very likely to get out-of-depth monsters showing up and ruining your day. And it doesn't actually take, regular monsters can spawn in just about any time. So the net effect of this is that you get ambushed a lot more, like a lot more. You can barely rest without stuff showing up to ruin your day. So the game becomes a lot more tedious, in my opinion. Under the new system, which has been this way for several versions now, instead, all the monsters that will ever spawn on a floor spawn immediately. And the trade-off is that more monsters spawn immediately than spawned before. Monster spawn, wasn't that an old version, same mechanics? Yeah, leave it, Doc. I'm talking about old versions because I'm actually playing 0.19 right now, which I'm pretty sure, I would be very surprised after this game if that's not the case. I'm pretty sure that this version is under the old spawning mechanics. And it's just like I had forgotten how unbelievably tedious and annoying it is. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say like it's harder. It's just worse, you know. Hey, we found Shatter. We're not going to use it, but we found Shatter. Let's use the Scroll of Amnesia though. Because we found Iron Shot. So we'll Amnesia off Stone Arrow. Oh my god. Oh, I trained Necromancy up to 10 accidentally. That's that no training target thing, man. Happens all the time. Well, I guess we got a super powerful regen now. You know. Derp. Alright, let's train Conjurations and Fighting. And more evocations, right? And unarmed combat. Feels bad, man. Extra regen. It's alright. I mean, having a more powerful regen is good, I guess. I just would rather have it in Charms rather than Necromancy. I don't remember exactly when I turned that on. I like the idea of putting pressure on the player to move their ass, but it doesn't feel like a clean lever the way you describe it. If it creates a chore for the player, then it's poorly implemented or badly designed. Well, it creates a chore for the player, and it also can create really dumb situations that feel pretty unfair, like, Hand of the Alchemist. Like you go upstairs after fighting a bunch of stuff, you're hurt, and then they're just like, oh, there's a storm dragon there, oops, he blasted you, oops, you're dead. You know, it just feels very RNG heavy. Alright, we're totally going to use this hat. That's awesome. That frees me from the tyranny of actually both of these rings, if I'm so inclined. Well, mostly just this one, because I have RF plus from the hat. So we can put Sinvon. That also frees me, if I want, from using this buckler. You know, and I would still have RF plus. We could have a swap for RF plus in the form of this Ring of Midnight. And then, oh gosh, if I wanted to, I could use this +5 shield, although I don't. Let's, hold on. No, we're not going to be using a buckler, we're going to be using a big boy shield. Also, I want to get Iron Shot to not yellow fail rate. So we're training nothing but Conjurations for a little while. Feelings and star dancing aside, areas that the player has cleared are intuitively understood to be cleared or safe areas, and contradicting that assumption isn't especially kind to new players. I agree. And I think that when you do contradict that assumption, it's also obnoxious for veteran players, to be honest. Even something as simple as auto-traveling, you just constantly, look at this, I'm constantly being interrupted. I've been spoiled by the new versions, because you can just make a clean path from one place to another. Shield reflection +2, okay. That kind of cuts down on my Iron Shot castability, but that's okay. We'll turn on shields. Let's find enchant armor. We're going to get ourselves a +5 shield. We're going to watch this character become a giga tank on account of this. It's amazing. It's amazing what a little bit of SH can do for your character. Okay, one more enchant armor. There we go, it's maxed out. Have a bread ration here. Cool. Cool. Let's memorize Shatter. It's at 100% fail rate, that's fine. I might be able to cast it with Brilliance if I'm so inclined. Alright, we're probably not going to do Crypts. I don't think this character needs to. Love the fact that we have Synv all the time. That Hat of the Alchemist was a godsend. Really, really solid stuff. Man, having Shatter here would be nice. Oh wow, this is a good... You know, it's kind of funny. We got the super wide open depths, but I can just like go down, go up, go down, go up. 15 rune towards... You know, if... considering Alf's hilariously, incredibly generous donations, if he asked me to do 15 runes on this high elf, I would. But otherwise, it's kind of... I don't know, 15 rune is just kind of weird in this game, because once you've done it a single time, you're like, okay, well, I've done this already. And it's just like less interesting than the rest of the game. You know, so I'll do it on request, but otherwise probably not. Especially not in the context of a streak, you know. Feelings will stare dancing aside. Oh wait, I already read that. The hunger clock feels annoying to me in its present form, but I haven't given a whole lot of thought to satisfying solutions alternatives. A lot of forks focus really heavy on trying to solve that problem. I brought it up because the old monster spawns make backtracking a cost-benefit analysis in the way that I like. I disagree entirely, and I'll tell you why. Backtracking typically is not dangerous at all in these versions, unless you're talking about going up the stairs to avoid or to rest or to like stair dance things. Then it can be kind of annoying, I guess. But like backtracking to go pick up an item in a former branch is mostly just annoying, you know, because you... Oh, this is interesting. Check this out. We're going to wear this minus Tela robe. We go stat form if we want to take the minus Tela off. It gives me int +5. So it actually increases my spell power. And we still have enough MR to be immune to Ancient Liches, so this is pretty cool. I should probably memorize Dragon Form, actually. What am I doing? Shatter? Like, pff, that's dumb. Let's Amnesia off Shatter, which we probably will never be casting, especially considering this version lets me blow through walls if I want to. I want Dragon Form. I want to be the dragon. Well, probably not, but just in case, it could be useful against orbs of fire. Seems like more of an implementation problem, implementation failure than a problem inherent to the system. You might be right. I could see that argument. I wonder if there's a way to build that where it doesn't feel like a huge inconvenience. Spawns and hunger clocks seem to be serving the same higher purpose. They want to put pressure on the player, i.e. this dungeon is not a playground. Well, the thing about the hunger clock is like it's this weird thing where it seems to serve no purpose at all the way that it's currently implemented. Because, you know, of a variety of reasons. But taking it out entirely creates a very strange situation where what's optimal becomes something really weird. Let's take ghosts or neo-vampires for that matter. Did I say ghosts? I meant to say mummies. Mummies or neo-vampires, the two-state vampires. Technically, after you clear D1, what becomes optimal with no food clock is to just like sit on a staircase for 10 billion turns every single floor. Which, as you can imagine, is perhaps not ideal. So you'd have to find a way around that, and if the way around that you found is to re-implement the monster spawn thing, then you may find yourself creating even worse problems. So as it stands, I mean, I'm not entirely happy with food. But without food in the game, you have to sort of encourage, without changing something else anyway, you start encouraging just deeply, deeply unfun sort of tedium. Okay. Let's go down. Oh look, it's old Spriggan Riders. Hey look guys, we're in the Enchanted Forest. Can you explain that optimal mummy strat? Yes I can. Can you give me like 5 minutes, guys? We're gonna take just a super, super short break. I really need to make like a art asset or something that says, you know, instead of stream starting soon, it says taking a break. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta take care of something. Just Hey guys, sorry about that. Had a phone call there I had to take. Oh man. Asimov says, Spasiba za lodlisku v lodovok. I can translate one word of that. Spasiba actually does mean thank you. I don't know the rest. I can pronounce it very poorly. I can read Cyrillic. I can't translate really. Maybe Asimov can tell me if my pronunciation was any good. Anyway, let's get back to the game. All right, Wesley was asking me, please explain the optimal mummy strat. Technically, right now, first you clear, because there's no food clock. I thought you were having a stroke from across the room. What? Because I was speaking Russian? Whatever. You can't judge my Russian pronunciation unless you actually speak Russian. And Asimov, if he wants to tell me my pronunciation sucks, I'll accept that as a native speaker. But yeah, technically what's optimal for a mummy to do right now, because of the fact that A, they have no food clock, and B, there's no spawns, what makes the most sense, although it's very tedious, is to, after you clear D1, you go down to D2, right? And then you sit there typing, hitting the 5 key over and over and over and over and over and over. And as long as you aren't worshiping a god with piety decay, there's nothing that stops you from just doing that. And chilling out, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, rest, 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 until things come to you, and you're on the staircase. And this is especially true now under Ebering's goofy-ass trap system, because every time you reveal a tile, a trap might show up, right? So what you're doing is you're waiting for the patrols to come to you, and then you just lure them up the stairs and fight them. And there are going to be some number of sleeping things on the floor, but it's no big deal because, well, some of the patrols will wake them up walking by them if they make any noise. And you can help that process along by shouting a lot. Look how much stronger we are now that we have this big shield. You thought things spawned sleeping and wouldn't come to you. Nope, not everything. Some things spawn, I believe it's called patrolling. We would need to put up the doesn't he signal to be sure, since he's the guy who knows what the what stuff is called and how stuff works. Might and Magic 6. The Might and Magic series I can confirm is pretty cool. Although I always preferred Heroes of Might and Magic, which is a very different genre. You know what? Let's use our let's use our Rod of Clouds. Nice, negative energy. Oh man, it's the Enchantress. She doesn't survive real well versus Cloud Wand, particularly versus negative energy, which just tears through her hit points like a hot knife through butter. I feel like you could make the Enchantress pack a little more deadly. It's just a little too much of a pushover for my tastes. Oh wow, it's a Clarity Fairy Dragon Scale, that's pretty rare. Minus Tella, RLEC, MR++, Dex +2, that's not bad. That's not bad at all for a character like this that can just turn off the minus Tella. I prefer my +5 Ent robes though. Okay, again, let's enjoy some hot Cloud Rod action. Look how fun it is. I don't know if I ever played Might and Magic 6. Might and Magic is like a dungeon crawler type deal, like a not like a rogue, not like a top-down thing. Like a, well, it depends on which one you're playing. I think there might have been a few that were like that, but I believe it's more like a blobber. Is that right? First person dungeon crawler. And they used to call those blobbers because like you could see the blobs, aka your arms and legs and whatnot. How? What happened? Oh, the Spriggan Air Mage used Lightning Bolt and that set the trees on fire. That's something I'm probably going to bring back, by the way. Lightning setting trees on fire. Among other things. I really liked the tree fire mechanics. Super interesting stuff. I'd like to bring this back.
Let's get it on.
Oh wow. Thanks, South. He's back. He's back at it. I must have missed number 13. We went straight from 12 to 13, or 12 to 14. But was maybe Asimov was the 12. So belated thank you for that one too. My God, man, you're a very generous guy, man. Thank you so much. The clown Pepe with the rainbow wings. It's hilarious. He's ascending, you guys. He's got some balloons for us too. I like this combination. Hey, Bamboo Boozler, what's up? Electrical Longboard is, I'm pretty sure, a veteran crawl player. I could be wrong. Name sounds familiar. He talked in here a couple times a while back. It's kind of funny. Like there are a lot of names that I don't recognize just because, or I barely recognized. How many subs you need to hit the next level in Twitch to have more emotes? You know what? I can find that out for you right now. I knew that I was like one away before you started this grand adventure. We might very well be approaching the next one. Oh, it's a bot? Oh no. Well, he's got a sub now. Alright, so I go to my dashboard and I go to affiliate. Hey, no, that's good. It gets me a sub though. You know, I wonder how many subs people have given Electrical Longboard or other bots like that. I bet it's a lot, like a lot. You know, just like generous people rolling in and wanting to, you know, support the streamer, and they don't realize it's a bot. I mean, I bet that happens all the time. So I go to emotes. Sorry, this isn't up on the screen right now. Alright, so I definitely have another tier 1 emote ready. I need 3 more subscriber points, it says, to get to the next level.
Let's get it on.
Awesome, man, thanks. You think that the gift subs are legit random? Wesley, I don't know. I said 3, so it's 2 now, I think. Let me refresh the page and make sure. Yep, I have 33 out of 35, so I would need 2 more. Gifting more than one sub is random. He's doing it one at a time, though. So I assume he's selecting from the list. Check this out. The Zot trap's in the way here. We're just going to try to blink past it. I have to go stat form to get the minus tally off from the robe. This is really cool, though. Because I'm not going to be blinked around by any kind of draconians or whatever in Zot. Yeah, Bamboo Boozler. Alf is definitely a kind man.
Let's get it on.
Thank you again. What is this, Bamber? Power up? Yeah. Pepe's powering up. Only one left. And then we'll have two emotes. And by the way, Alf, if there's any particular emote you want me to put in there, that's completely up. Since you got them for me, you know, if you have any requests. Honestly, I should just like immortalize you as an emote. Put your name in there. Thanks, man. That's awesome. This dude is so cool. Single-handedly got me 2 more emotes on my channel. Yeah, absolutely. I'll get right to work on that as soon as I finish the stream. Very cool, man. My mind is blown, honestly. Like, never had anybody be that generous, man. It's really cool. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but like, I don't know what else to say, really. What's it like having money? I'm sure Alf works real hard for it. From what he's described, the business that he runs seems like a lot of work, you know. So. I've always been a big fan of the whole work hard, play hard kind of philosophy. Like when you have money, it is nice. I mean, I've always found it nice to find it fun to spread it around. You know, there have been parts of my life where I had a lot of money and parts where I didn't, and that's kind of the nature of working for yourself and running your own businesses. And it is really satisfying to be generous. I completely understand where that kind of stuff comes from. It makes you feel good, you know. And I don't mean to show off. Like, just it feels good to spread it around, you know, to people that are, you know, can benefit from it. I was like giving $40 tips at one point when I was back when I was experiencing a lot of business success several years ago. Things like that. I was on this date with this chick, and I think she thought I was trying to show off, and I was just like, whatever, no, I'm just having fun, you know? It's nice to have Honk emote. Honk is great. Oh, you guys, check it out. It's Azkaban. It's Wizard Prison. Everything's silenced. I think they took this out of the game. Alright, so one of the funniest things in crawl history happened in this vault. And I'll show it to you here in a minute. Oh, let's get out of the silence. Wow, Asimov. I don't believe that testimonial, sorry. Yeah, Wizard Prison I really like this concept. But there's one small problem with it, and I'll explain in a second. Actually, what happened? Somehow, and I don't know exactly how, but like in a different version of the game, these stone walls, were actually grates, and somehow Demise was playing, right, and he had somehow ended up with like an enemy with a disto weapon in here, and it swung on him, and it swung on him, and like poof, he got blinked into the grates, right, and so he's silenced and in the grates, so he couldn't blink out. Didn't have a dig wand, and so he's just trapped in there. He's just like silenced and trapped in the little. He got put in wizard prison, and he didn't have a disto weapon, so he couldn't send himself into the abyss, and so he was just owned. That's one of the reasons why I carry a. That's one of the reasons why I carry the old disto weapon with me all the time. Actually, you know what? This is really dangerous. Let's haste. Because I am silenced here, even though all this stuff is casters. Like I want to be a little careful. Let's wow, I only have 2 might. I don't want to use those really. I guess I shouldn't be that worried if everything's silenced. It's just the statue form's ending. And I don't have Actually, you know what? This is a good version of the game, so it has tele wands in it. I can just tele out of here. How about that? Yeah, wands were a nice mechanic, yellow wands. Tele wands especially. You know, and I want to bring those back. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to bring back haste wands, and that's because haste wands in combination with recharge scrolls were a little bit broken as hell. Of all the 2 people I try to watch play, you're the only one that actually reads chat. I mean, I know you're probably referring to Dynast, and in his defense, English is a second language for him, so it's probably a little harder for him to parse that quickly while also playing the game. I do appreciate the kudos, by the way, Bamber. But I mean, to me, that's like, if I didn't want to interact with chat really robustly, I wouldn't stream. You know, Dynast reads chat a lot. Sometimes he leaves stuff out. I mean, he does a pretty good job. I don't know who you're referring to in that case. I guess the reason I brought up Dynast is because he's the only one that streams DCSS regularly other than me, as far as I know. Dynast plays at a different level. He can't poison his level of play with watching chat. Oh my god, that sounds like something he would say. Marrow. I don't know who Marrow is. Okay, let's see what book this dude has. I'm just going to wait a little bit. He just keeps touching my spire. Okay, use the haste. That means he could, in fact, have Crystal Spear. Malcolm is a true beauty. Yeah, Wesley, you should, and I'll try to catch most of that, if not all of it. All right, he is in fact the horrifying Crystal Spear man. So why don't we silence? Why don't we? Oh, uh-oh. Can't tell. I'll haste myself. I'll use might, and I'll punch him to death. Hey, Irie, long time no see. How you doing? Nice to see you. What is the Elliptic Streak? That is a... Asimov, you're going to get my account banned if you say stuff like that. You got to be careful, man. All right. what is the elliptic streak? It is a 43 game streak. Some would suggest that it's only 33 games long. Basically, there was this really skilled dev back in the day. His name was Elliptic, and he did the longest streak in crawl history. As I said, it was 43 long, although some of those games were under the influence of a bug that, it was unintentional, of course, but for a while there was this thing, they called it the melee bug, that doubled damage, and so he doesn't actually consider several of those games to be, like, quote-unquote legit. So there's 33 if you don't count those. So if you don't count them, technically Kunix has the record at 39 wins, although Kunix took kind of the easy way out, which I also did for part of my streak, and he played nothing but Deep Door fighters. He played 39 Deep Door fighters in a row, sort of vaguely speed running them a couple hours apiece, which is impressive in its own right, but in a different way. So what I'm doing is I'm copying Elliptic's big streak without the help of a melee bug, and I'm going to try to get as far as I can. How many DDFi are you going to play consecutively? Yeah, this is the 11th game, Irie. So this is the, I guess I'm on a 10 streak right now. Well, actually I already have it up, cool. So I won my last 10 games, and you can see the combos here. Two Chaos Knights, Centaur and Minotaur. Easy races, but still, Chaos Knight. This will be the 11th game. Should do another coaching game. I'm okay with doing another coaching game. As for today, I kind of got my ass beaten repeatedly in chess today, and then after that I've been streaming this for a little while, so I'm a little bit beat, but maybe if I take a break, get some food, and maybe lift a little bit. Yeah, DK Growth forced me to get owned by chess. I am traumatized. Those were some brutal games. Play Mahjong with me? I'd be open to that. I have no idea how to play, and I suspect that Mahjong might be even more complicated than chess. I don't know. My mom used to play that, actually, come to think of it. It's a lot of little tiles. I teach you it's easy. Is there a random run streak record? That's a good question, Bamber Boozler. Part of the problem is that there's no way to verify that the streak was actually run randomly, so you would just sort of be dealing with the honor system, which, holy shit, I just took a lot of damage. Metal splinters. Let's put that D-missile back up. But yeah, as far as I know, there is no such record. I mean, I'm sure there is such a record, but there'd be no way to prove it. I know that Elliptic Streak was like semi-random, but I think he vetoed things that he thought would be too difficult. I swear I did it random, but it just kept coming up DDFi. I know, right? Happens to me all the time. Hit that random button, DDFi every time. Oh no, Irie, don't let DK Growth trick you into a game of chess. The icon is the Doom Cacodemon. Certainly inspired by that. What did I just do? Oops. I was trying to turn into a statue and I saved and quit. Yeah, Irie, I have been known to resign games if I feel like it's hopeless, but I think that your way of doing it is probably better, since your opponent can always screw up. I want 10 unique but strong species background combos to streak with. Well, you should definitely take a hint from tournament play. And unfortunately, the Discord that I coordinated with my old .22 team is gone, and that's where I was keeping my list, although I think I might have a notepad file somewhere. Goodbye, Zatahua. But I mean, if you want to make sure you get the most powerful stuff out of the way, you really want to pair good species with bad backgrounds, and vice versa. Spriggan Abyssal Knight. That is an interesting combo. Reasonably powerful, in fact, believe it or not. Okay, so there is a bazaar on this floor, but we're getting kind of bamboozled into fighting quite a lot of crap. It's magic map. Let's regen. Mummy Berserker. No! Don't. No! Wouldn't it be cool if mummies could berserk? There's really no reason that they shouldn't be able to. I mean, I've always thought that, you know, if it's a god, if it's really a god, he should be able to bypass your racial restrictions, right? Although Mummy Berserker, believe it or not, even without Berserk, it can be okay. Like you still, you still get Brothers in Arms eventually. You get weapon gifts, you get regen and MR++. It's not as bad as it sounds. It's just really bad on D1. Bro, there was a ring just sitting on the floor. I've never seen that before. Just an item sitting on the floor of a bazaar. It was not good, but wow, what a weird bazaar. It's just two shops and a ring on the floor. Fascinating. I don't need to worry about any of this, really. Let's look at the rings, though. Startella, Star Drain, Arlec, MR++. None of this looks that interesting to me. The Startella Star Drain one actually looks really interesting to me. We could pop on, you know, we have the robe for minus Tella, so it wouldn't affect us, but anytime I'm out of stat form, or anytime I'm in stat form, I get owned. So we're just going to bail. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Wesley. I like the layout. It's very simple. How's our training going? Oh, I've trained shields well past 15. Okay. Alright, we'll train fighting, dodging, or excuse me, fighting, unarmed combat, and evocations for the rest of the game. My pint ended, and now it's all water. DK Growth, I thought you were a hard liquor man. What are the best caster combos? Null Wizard is #1 by far, in my opinion. You could play like, I mean, you could also make a Deep Elf work, but honestly, I would almost avoid playing anything that's fragile like that, even though it quote-unquote makes a good caster, because it's too easy for you to screw up one time and die. I mean, you could do it. It's not weak, it's just fragile, you know, squishy. If you want to streak, the last thing you want to do is play squishy characters. Yeah, null anything is great. That's true. That's true. You're not gonna have a bad time playing null. Barotata is starting to lag a bit. Yeah, no, I understand you don't want repeats. Hit me up on Discord after the stream's over, Wesley, and I can we can hash out a complete list. But yeah, I agree. Mummy Necromancer's good. That would be an excellent pick. Although it's again kind of weak and awkward because you know, consider the fact that no potions. You know, that's big. Don't repeat, play a null of every background. I think he doesn't want to, he wants it to be tournament legal, so he wants there to be no repeats of class or species. But yeah, I agree, Alf. Nulls are the most fun, by far, species in the entire game. Because it just opens the game up to you. You find anything, you can use it. It's beautiful. Yeah, Wesley, you could open up with the Mummy Necromancer too, you know, so that your hardest game is out of the way. It's a pretty strong start, though, I'm not going to lie. Spriggan everything. Did Yermak do that? Did he streak all the Spriggans? Not bad, to be honest. Let's drink a cancel, get some of this contam off. I irradiated one too many times. Yeah, Alf, I could try to streak all the Spriggans. That could be fun. Yeah, Wesley, Pain Brand is overrated. It's good, but it's overrated. You really just want to go Infestation and wreck things that way. Yeah, SP does struggle against smite targeted stuff. It struggles in general against anything that can do big damage. But especially if it ignores your EV, that's, you know, that's a problem. Hey, level 27. Hey guys, who can dispel me? Stop dispelling me. Alright, we're going to dive Zot. It's very rarely, well, it's pretty much never the optimal thing to do unless you're trying to turn count speed run, but I think we're strong enough that we can do it. It'll save us a little time. And it might be a little more entertaining. We've got so much in the way of resources, we can do this, you know. Boom, boom, boom. 3 runes go into the lock. We magic map. Stat form. Let's use our rod. Fortunately, we get poison. Try again. More poison. Stat form again. We got turned off. Irradiate. I really want to go up. The game's not going to let me. Let's just irradiate a bunch. It's okay. Get super contaminated. I'm alright with this. Then we'll go up. We have a bunch of cure mutations, so feel weaker. That's not a bad mutation. Let's use our rod. That's right. Got a problem with that, Wesley? What are you, some kind of judger? Right, we have 3 potions of cure mutation. I think I'm just going to live with Frail for a little while. Yeah, Alf, you'd get along with blokes if Che's your favorite god. Che is a lot of fun. Personally, my favorite god is probably Uskawa. Just because he provides for such great fun. And Jujor. I feel very attacked right now. Alright, this is cool. Remember, we're Gozag. We have like tons of money at this point too, so Let's roll down. Let's magic map. Let's stat form. Boo, 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 boo. Tab this guy. Huh? Oh, okay. This is back when there were model draconians. The sort of pink color really threw me for a loop there for a moment. That's right. He can spit sticky flame on us. A real blast from the past. Djing me so hard right now. I can feel it. Let's dig. Go down. Actually go back up, make sure I magic map every floor. Rolled random, got Hill Orc Warper, any good. That's great. You start out with a lot of interesting tools that let you escape bad early game threats, like you get the Dismissal Tomahawk, which sends things away from you a little ways, like kind of blinks them. Oh, Wanderer. Sorry, I don't know why I thought that A was an R. I'm very smart and also literate. Okay, well in that case I guess I'd have to know what kind of Wanderer it is. Like what did you get? Hill Orc's a very strong species, I can tell you that much. Wow, I am lagging. All of a sudden, really bad. Let's irradiate this stuff. Giving myself enormous contam, but again, I don't care that much. I've got the cure mutation potions. Actually, let's go ahead and bribe because this is getting annoying. Yeah, if you should want to be OgNe, it's a lot of fun. See, I think that things like HoFi are kind of a misplay when you're trying to streak with unique combos in an optimal kind of way, and I'll tell you why. Basically, like I said, you want to combine powerful races with bad backgrounds or mediocre backgrounds, and powerful backgrounds with weak or mediocre species. So you can imagine that like a Hill Orc is actually quite strong. Alright, Bambler Boozler for this Wanderer. Has a Wand of Random Effects, a +0 robe, and a ration. I've got Magic Dart, Freeze, Searing Ray, Dazzling Spray, Oz Armor, IMB, Force Lance, Fulham Prism. Wow, that's a big book. Couple of books, I guess. That's an okay start. It's weird. What are your stats and your skills? Like you hit M. Yeah, he's got IMB, but does he really want to be a caster Hill Orc? I mean, you can make it work, but okay, let's go down. Hill Orcs make okay fire elementalists. 15 strength, 11 EV, blah 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 blah, 11 int, 10 dex. What about your skills though? I mean, I don't know. I would just, you got the Wand of Random Effects. That's useful if you're on a staircase that you can retreat to. Honestly, you're a Hill Orc. I would almost just ignore the books and go just like pick up an axe, you know? Yeah, just pick up an axe in my opinion. And maybe use like Magic Dart to kill adders or something if you have to. Because I mean, you're a hill orc. You're meant to rip and tear through things with a weapon, for the most part. Okay, I got my nice Draconian bro army. Wow, this is quite a lot of guys around me. Okay, we got Blinked. Dig. Wait, who won the chess match? He won. Yeah, DK growth is no joke, man. He's outrageous. Look at this, bro. 32 AC and they still hit me for tons of damage. Uh-oh, let's haste. This is not where we want to be. Let's fear. This asshole shifter. It's moving me around a lot. And Bribe is not doing what it should be doing. There we go, finally we get a Orb Guardian who's on my side. Let's recharge the haste. Let's make some more allies. Let's not get owned. Playing kind of quick and dirty because I'm used to Bribe letting you just do broken things, you know, just like we'll roll through here. Yeah, Irie, like I said, I'm rushing a bit. Okay, there we go. There's our friendly Lich. That'll be helpful. Bribe runs out. Bribe branch again. My ally fights the neutral Lich. I guess that's okay. Let's get away from this Zot trap. I really don't want to be paralyzed. Neutral Lich just like wrecks the Draconians. Okay. The Orb of Fire is neutral. All right. No, Irie, I could, but it would have to be like later. I need to take a break and eat something and get some stuff done because I've already been streaming for a good little while. But I would be open to coaching. You free all day? Okay. Just hit me up on Discord later tonight, and it really just depends when I get done. I'm really trying to get some stuff done on my fork today, so it kind of depends on how long that takes. I'm sure that Wesley is hungry to be able to actually put his tiles into the game. So I need to figure out how to basically make a new branch spawn. Hey look, it's a clown. It's a clown who doesn't have clown pie. How nice is that? That'll probably be okay, Irie. Well, Wesley, you're moving. Of course you have a lot of stuff to do. Like, moving is miserable. Without hiring people to do it for you, I don't know how you even get the task done in like less than a week. Really is like a multi-day affair. And it's like the older you get, the more stupid crap you acquire. Even if you're not like, even if you don't have a ton of money, you just acquire stuff. And every time you move, it's a good opportunity to get rid of some of that stuff, but it sure takes a while. Yeah, Irie, that is a really smart move, and I wish that I had, you know, done that. Like when I was in college, moving was like, okay, I got my computer, I got my bed, all right, good to go. You know, like that was like, it was very, very easy to move because I wasn't just like inundated with a bunch of garbage, but buy things that either become trash or leave no waste. Pretty smart. Bribe of the Realm of Zod has been exhausted, so we're using a third bribe. That's a lot, you know. That's a lot for. It's about par for the course, I guess. Lolita dresses. I've dated a girl who's into Lolita stuff. That's a very expensive hobby, from what I understand. She had that. You'll probably be familiar with this. She had that cat's tea party or whatever, which I guess is like the most famous dress ever or something. I kind of hate that I know about this, but you know, whatever. Okay, we charmed the Tormentor mostly just to make him not torment me as I walk away. Oh, well, that's okay. He got distracted. Cannot teleport. Let's stat form, let's haste. Don't like JSKs though. Thought JSKs were like all there were. Yeah, see, now we're going outside of my knowledge. I don't know what an OP is. Okay, this is an unexplored staircase. I would have rather not taken it. Why don't we just not take it? What am I thinking? Why aren't we hasted anymore? Okay, dig. JSKs you wear with a blouse because the top part is just with shoulder straps. One pieces are well the full dress. Well, Flood Killer, with regards to Streak gameplay, I agree with you. This is wacky and dumb. Some of the mistakes I'm doing, but I'm allowed to make those kind of mistakes at this point in the game on this kind of character because it's very hard to, well, especially in this version of the game, it's very, very hard to screw up because like I've got infinite heal wounds basically, or effectively infinite. I mean, I know you're just giving me trouble, but it's like I'm agreeing with you. Like my play is not great right now, but it's like you can really afford to do some wild and crazy stuff when you've got the ability to haste yourself as many times as you want. The gacha games? Interesting. I legit got a bit nervous during the whole Zot part. What, while I was screwing up on the orb run up, or while I was fighting? Like I wasn't, weirdly enough, I don't think I was worried in Zot at all, just because okay, the one part where I blinked into the foyer or whatever, that was a little bit painful. But what are you going to do in this game now? Well, the next game is going to be whatever Elliptic did next, which I guess is a Vine Stalker fighter. I'm not sure why this lists 33 wins and not 40 some. blinked instead of blunk. Irie pulling out her extreme language skills. VSFi's easy mode. It's all right. It's not bad. Okay, let's just dig this out. Just put a spire here so we don't get mutated. Hello, Panlord. We're gonna go up. Blinking, blink, blunk, have blunked. I like that. Okay, alright, fine. I'm in statue form. Alright, let's bribe the dungeon, which I assume works on orb spawns in this version. It certainly does in modern versions. It's not going to work on these baby orb run spawns, though. I was killed by a leopard, gecko, and quokka, Bamber says. That's unfortunate. How'd you do that? Did you get, like, cornered by both of them? Okay, the Guardian's on my side. Excellent conjugation. Wow, check it out. Oh, that's bizarre. Oh, that's hilarious. I auto-explored. This is kind of weird what happened. I auto-explored and a bunch of fighting happened. What is going on? A bunch of goblin kobolds? Oh, I see what happened. I walked through here and they started fighting each other. Like the dudes in the cages started beating the shit out of each. That's hilarious. I gotta look at this. That's hilarious. That happened during auto-explore too. This when I started this game, this scared the hell out of me, by the way, because they all shout on the way out, and it's a one-by-one hallway, so you're just stuck fighting whatever shows up. Although there is a hatch. It's hilarious. Let's free these guys. Alright. Go free. Alright, we won. That's 11. That is 11. 11 wins. 11 wins, man. That's pretty good. It's not the longest streak ever, but it's pretty good. Still going for the 43. You know, I guess VSFi next. I'm not going to start that because I'm not 100% sure that's the real. Well, let me look on. Let me look on a Krasiak. Let's see. High Elf Assassin VSFi. It is VSFi. Of course, this one we can play on 0.23, but I'm going to leave it until next time. Anyway, yeah, really fun stream, you guys. Really appreciate you coming by. Alf, you in particular are a champion and king among men. Honestly, your generosity is just insane, and keep doing what you're doing because it's much appreciated. As for streaming later, later today, if I do, I will be coaching with Irie, possibly later tonight. Tentative, depending on how far along I get on the fork stuff I'm working on. But yeah, I'm going to be taking a little rest for now. But until next time, I'm signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.